Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt, and today's video is a bonus ending to King's Quest VI. Now in my main playthrough of King's Quest VI, I went through what I call the optimum ending, which is where we got the most points, we rescued Casimir's parents, we reunited the islands, and we did absolutely everything we could. A lot of people commented they didn't recognize the ending and it was the first time they've seen it. And that's because a lot of people have been playing through the second alternate ending. So the idea of today's video is to go through that second alternate ending, and you can see how it is different from the one I played through. Now at this point, this is not the start of the game. We're at the point where we've basically done enough that we've united Beauty and the Beast together. And the reason we need to get to that point is, funnily enough, our inventory doesn't matter, except we need the dress that Beauty gave us at the end. So basically she was transformed to Beauty and she had a slave dress, and she gave us this dress for some reason. At the end of the day, we either use it in the other ending to fan out a fire, or in this ending, as you'll see. We also need the dagger. That is important. And the last thing we're going to need is a nightingale. So at the moment we've got a lantern here, so we need to go to the pawn shop and we need to trade that in. So all you really need is the dagger, the nightingale, and the dress. Everything else is kind of secondary. Now you can notice here that the nightingale is sort of still flying around. That's because at the second visit to the Beauty and the Beast Island, you grab a rose, and we do this in either ending, and you can give that rose to the nightingale, and it will send that off to Casimir. So I don't think this is strictly necessary for the game itself, because she knows that you're here anyway, but it does get you a few extra points. And again, this is the same between the two endings. So a white rose, how beautiful. It must be from Alexander. How I wish that I could see him with my own eyes, but Abdul will never allow it. He only risked capture by sending me these things, dear to my heart though they are. Fly elsewhere, my pretty friend. Do not endanger Prince Alexander again by taking tokens from his hand. Forgive me, Alexander, and forget me. I cannot return your love, for I fear that I shall never leave this castle again. So again, this isn't strictly necessary to finish the game, but you get a few extra points for it. Alexander waits in vain for Casimir's nightingale to return, but the bird does not. Could there be something wrong, or does Casimir simply not welcome his attentions further? Alright, so we've just got to make a quick journey into the town. And now head into the pawn shop. Now I think the reason most people remember this ending is it is the quicker one by far. You'll see in a minute this isn't going to take overly long. So in the pawn shop we have our good merchant here, and we've got the genie kind of stalking us like usual. So we're just going to trade in the tinderbox. And get the usual response there, which you've heard me already say. And grab the nightingale. Now the clue to taking the nightingale sort of comes later, and if you don't have it, you have to go back and get it. So I'll show you where that clue comes in a minute, but this is just going to save a lot of time in the video. Now in the other part, you have to put on a bit of a an act here for the genie. You actually fake your own death in the optimum ending, but I don't think we even have the materials to do so. Actually we do. It says drink me, but for this ending it doesn't work anyway. So we're just going to ignore the genie for now and go about our business. The other thing I should mention that you need in this part, I just remembered, so it's not just the dagger and the nightingale, you need a mint leaf. So this little guy here. The mint leaf you get from on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, up by the winged ones. And I get the mint leaf in, I think it is the second to last or the last part of the optimum ending playthrough, because I forgot to get it earlier in the game. But it's from a little cave as you climb the top of the mountain of the well, Isle of Sacred Mountain. And there's a little cave off to the side, and you can get a mint leaf from there. Without the mint leaf, you are in trouble. Because in the optimum ending, we use, I think it's the lamp to contain the genie. But in this one, we don't know what the lamp looks like because we haven't played that part of the game through, so we can't use that. But we do know he likes mints. Alright, so this is new. A group of serving women approach the castle. Okay, so more serving women. The castle's staff is certainly busy today. Whoops, double click that there. Yes, Sergeant Gruff. Basically just says, you know, go on in, something like that. Nothing too crazy. And they're always late. So this always late clue here means that you can kind of get away with just rocking up whenever. So we now have a dress, so we can kind of impersonate one of the serving women. So if we go in this little hut thing, we can take Beauty's dress and we can wear it. So taking his cue from the serving women he's seen enter the castle, Alexander decides to try a few alterations to make himself more acceptable to the guards. He ducks into the little hut to put on Beauty's clothes. Feeling a little foolish, Alexander slips Beauty's old slave clothes on over his own. Imagine if Casimir saw him like this. Well, here we go. You there, girl, you're late. Get a move on before the vizier sees you. Yes, sir. The castle guards lock the main entrance doors behind Alexander. From the open door comes the clatter of pots and pans, yelled instructions, and other busy kitchen noises. You, girl, don't just stand there. There's a stack of silver almost to the ceiling that needs polishing for the wedding. Get a move on. Now, I used to think that's Jollo the Jester, but it's not. It's just some random person. Phew, I can't afford to get caught up in that mess. I'd never find Casimir. So in this ending, you don't even need to befriend Jollo or anything because you don't come across him. Now, if you've watched through my other playthrough, this is the main castle hall. Straight ahead is the wedding area. To the left is a kitchen. We don't go anywhere near that in either ending. And to the right here is a door that leads downstairs. Now, if we try and use this door, it'll say the door is locked. So we don't access the basement at all in this ending. But what we do access is over here. So just before I go up the stairs, I'm just going to save it just in case I make a mistake. So let's go down here. I'll call this, I don't know, going upstairs. Shouldn't need to save it too many times in this ending because there's nothing too crazy. There's one or two timing sensitive things coming up, but apart from that, it's not too bad. Now if you go up the east stairs over here, you basically get a mirror image of what you're about to see. However, there is no alcove to hide in. So you can see here there's a bit of an alcove in the middle. The other floor is, well, the other side is the same, but there is no alcove. So it's kind of useless. By Cerberus collar, but I'll be glad when this wedding is over. I'm getting mighty tired of this patrol, Bay. It's wearied me to the bones. I couldn't agree with you more, Wolf. Who'd have thought we'd ever have to listen to Princess Casimir crying all day long and be ordered to ignore it yet? Something sticks in my craw about the whole thing. The vizier says the princess is not herself, says she's half mad with grief over her parents' death. I can see it, the poor mite, but still. I agree, it seems cruel to lock her up when she's so heartbroken. Let her out in the fresh air, I say. It'll do her a world of good. Aye, well, she's insisted on the mourning period and it's up to today. Thank the stars. It's too bad we couldn't find that nightingale of hers. The Vizier says she's been pining for it. If I had an ounce of luck, I would have found it weeks ago. Not only would it cheer up the princess, but the reward the Vizier's offered would make me pretty happy too, doggone it. Ah well, our luck will definitely be out if the Vizier catches us snapping our jaws at Outpost. Sorry, Wolf, I'll keep my muzzle shut. So there's the clue about the Nightingale. Now if you just kind of wait here for a second, you'll see they'll patrol backwards and forwards. And when their back's turned, you can make a little run for this alcove. Now this bit always used to get me. I used to always try and use the walk icon to hide behind this pillar, but you've got to use the hand icon. Sorry, I just clicked through that, but this is timing sensitive. Basically just said the dogs have reached the end of the hallway and you hear them turn around and come back. So you'll see them walk past, and if you don't hide behind the pillar with the hand icon, it definitely doesn't work and they see you. The guards pass the pillar and Alexander sighs in relief. They didn't see him. The guards turn around the staircase and head back. Now this next bit is very timing sensitive and you've got to be very quick about it. So I may not do a lot of talking, but let's see how we go. Phew, that was a close one. Now we don't have long before they turn around again, so you've got to quickly go to walk, get back out into the corridor. Go straight to your inventory. Find the Nightingale. Quickly click it on the red carpet. Alexander winds the mechanical Nightingale and places it strategically on the floor of the upstairs hallway. And very quickly walk back in the alcove. And then the mechanical song echoes in the corridor. Alexander hears the sound of boots pounding as the guard dogs come to investigate. Very quickly get behind the pillar. Look at this, Wolf, a metal bird. Sure is, Bay. How do you suppose a metal bird got in here? You got me, but there's something weird about it. Hey, could this be Casimir's Nightingale, do you think? What, you lapdog? The Princess Nightingale isn't some tin thing. How do you know? Have you seen it? Well, no, but... I don't know, Bay. Humans can be pretty strange. With their sense of smell, maybe she wouldn't even know it wasn't real. I say we take it downstairs to Captain Saladin. He'll know what to do with it. What about our post? Jowls and Might are in the other hallway. They can handle it for 5 minutes. Think about how happy the princess would be to get her Nightingale back. And then there's the reward money and my missus. Right, Wolf, let's go. So that gets rid of these guys just for a bit. Alexander hears the guard dog's boots clank noisily on the staircase leading down to the ground hall. Alright, so we're going to do another save here. And I'm just going to override that one because there's no real need to restore. Now this gives us a little bit of time, but not infinite. I think it's about 5 minutes at most. So what we need to do is you grab this portrait. So Alexander checks behind the portrait. And you can see there's a nail here. Alexander pulls the nail out of the wall and keeps it. There's a couple of reasons you've got to get rid of the guard dogs. As soon as you move this portrait, they notice immediately, and then you're caught. The other is to give you enough time to get across the hallway and into this door. The third reason, which will come up in a sec, is we actually need to get to the other end of the corridor. So you recognise this as the Vizier's bedroom. Now last time we broke in here, we got through the secret passage in the cloak cupboard thing over there. This time we just came through the front door. The reason we need the nail is we need to pick the lock in the chest. Whereas in the other ending, we had the skeleton key. Alexander wiggles the nail in the trunk's lock until he hears a click. Alexander opens the trunk. And in here, we have the same note, the same letter I think it is, Alexander picks up the most recent letter and examines it. The letter is addressed to Abdul Azarid from the wizard Shadrach. It reads, "Greetings to a brother of the Black Cloak. I was sorry to hear of great Mordak's death, though he was a bit of a ninny at chess. It seems the plans for that little kingdom of yours are coming along. I must congratulate you on your handling of the king and queen. Isolating the island so that no protest could develop was another brilliant stroke. It looks like there's not much left to stand in your way. Do as I recommended with the girl and you shall have your crown." That fiend. And ironically, we can also look in the little ebony box here. And we can see inside the ebony box is a piece of paper with the word Zebu printed on it. Interesting. Also completely useless because we can't get down to the basement to open up the enchanted door. But nonetheless, kind of fun to see it there. So now we can exit this room. And if we head really quickly to the end of the corridor, again, there is a timer on this, so we can't really, stuff around too much. Alexander hears the muffled sound of crying coming from the back hallway. So we can just go around the corner and it's fine. The crying is louder here. It seems to be coming from the doorway on the north wall. So that's going to be Casima's room. So let's see if we can have a chat to her. Hello? Is someone in there? Who's there? Casima, is that you? It's Alexander. Alexander, is it really you? When Sing Sing brought me your ring, I could scarcely believe it. How did you get inside the castle? Never mind that now, princess. It isn't important. What can I do to help you? Do you want me to get you out of there? There's a padlock on the door, but I think... No, please, don't even think about that. There are guards everywhere and the Vizier will have you killed if he found you. You shouldn't even risk being outside my door. Please, go now, Alexander. But what about you? I can't just leave you locked up like this. The only way out for me is to stop the Vizier. See what you can do out there. In the meantime, I should be safe enough. He hasn't harmed me yet. Besides, if I can only get my hands on something to defend myself with, I'm pretty sure I'll get a chance to use it. The Vizier feels safe around me. No one else can get that close. You're so brave, princess, but it's too dangerous. Have you forgotten where we met? What is Abdul converted to Mordak? I'll be fine. Now go. Alexander hesitates. I will do as you say. I will find some way to help you, Casima. I swear it. I believe you, Alexander. Please, be careful. There's a couple little caveats to this. She mentions that she has her own little defences and she can defend herself. But in the other part, we gave her a dagger. We still need to give her the dagger in this part as well. Casima, take this small dagger. It is not much, but perhaps it will prove useful to you. Oh, thank you, Alexander. I'm sure it will help. And the other thing we need to do is show her the letters from Mordak, or Shadrach I should say, to Abdul. I found this letter in the Vizier's bedroom. I think you should know what it says, because this outlines what happens to her parents, and also what happened to the islands. I can't believe it. I had my suspicions, but this confirms everything. Alexander, you must take the letter. You might have a chance to show it to someone who can stop the Vizier. I don't know if showing her that is 100% compulsory, but it kind of fills the gap in between this ending and the other ending, so pretty sure it is necessary. So now we need to get back out of here, but we need to return that painting because otherwise the guard dogs will raise an alert. I'm pretty sure we only have a couple of seconds to do this. Yep. Alright, so we need to go nail into the wall. And then we need to put the portrait back up. We need to get behind that pillar. If we miss doing that, they notice and they just start searching and put the alert on. If you didn't have the brain of a cat wolf, you'd have known that Mechanical Nightingale wasn't Casima's Nightingale. Me? I was all for staying on patrol, but you wanted to show the thing to Saladin. Well, at least the captain wasn't too mad. He's a good honest dog, Saladin is. I wish the same could be said of our... Hush! Do you want to be dazzled, you fool? Somewhere nearby a door opens. Greetings, Shamir, sir. A petulant voice snaps a response at the guards. The wedding is about to begin. Make sure everything's secure. Yes, sir. Footsteps retreat down the hall towards the back hallway. Alexander hears the distant sound of chains rattling. A door opens. Now this is going to be Casimir's door. There's a small commotion and a woman's sharp cry. Casimir. Gradually the sound fades away off to the east. All is silent. So remember that the wedding hall is actually back to the south and downstairs, so she's not heading to the wedding hall. Here now, if it weren't for him being the vizier's page and all, I'd have something to say about that. Wonder where he's taken her. The wedding's the other way. You never know with that one. He's always showing up when he shouldn't be and going where he oughtn't. Let's go check it out. So you can see the guard dogs don't have a lot of respect for the genie or Abdul for that matter. The guard dogs seem to have stopped at the back hallway. Alright, so that gives us a chance to slip out. Now, we can go downstairs to the wedding. From downstairs, Alexander hears the first wafting strains of music. It's beautiful music. It's wedding music. So now we're kind of back to where we were when the wedding music started in the other part, and we were actually coming out of this door over here. Alexander looks cautiously around the ground hall, but there are no guard dogs to be seen. The next part of the ending is largely the same, with one slight difference you'll see. The wedding music is coming from behind those two large doors. So just like when we came out of this door here, we're still heading for the wedding. And in a second, Saladin's going to appear. Prince Alexander, here? The vizier will have my head for allowing you within a mile of the royal wedding. Since you're of noble birth, I'll give you 5 seconds to explain your presence here before killing you. I warn you, it had better be good. So just like before in the other ending, we show him the letters. Wait, if you love your princess, you'll hear me out. The vizier is not what he appears to be. Casimir is in terrible danger. I have proof that this is so. For your princess's sake, you must believe me. Let me see that. Saladin reads the letter, his sword point still against Alexander's throat. Alexander watches the guard dog's noble face darken with rage. This is treason. I'll have his throat. But how do I know this letter is not a forgery? You could have written this yourself. But I did not. Have you no doubts of your own about Al-Zarid? Do you see? All he wants is the crown. Casimir has been coerced. We must stop the wedding. It is true. I have had my suspicions about the vizier, especially when King Calipham and Queen Ilaria died. But I have seen Casimir with him several times. She appears to be quite happy, even enthusiastic. I don't believe she could love him if he was truly so wicked. I cannot believe for a moment that she loves that snake. A jilted lover would not believe it. But come, see for yourself. Oh, actually we need one more inventory item, which luckily we do have. Just remembered. The captain of the guard leads Alexander into the throne room, where a ceremony seems to be in progress. Alexander feels his blood run cold at the sight. I, Casimir, declare Abdul Azarid my lawful and beloved husband and king of this realm. But Casimir, what are you saying? Do you still claim that the princess is being forced? Perhaps it is you that is the danger, as the vizier has said. Alright, so now what we can do is we can call out to Casimir. Casimir, stop! Prince Alexander here? This is an outrage. How dare you allow this traitor to get past you, Saladin? You stupid mutt. Can't you even keep the castle free of assassins during our own princess's wedding? Kill him now. Lord Alzarid, with all due respect, you are not quite king yet, and this is a wedding ceremony, not an execution. What? How dare you contradict me, you flea-bitten mongrel? I gave a direct order. Obey me or feel my wrath. Milady, I apologize for my behaviour, but I am yours to command in all things. I wanted merely to hear your own wishes from your own lips. Tell me what it is that you wish me to do with this young man, and I will obey. See the glint? While Captain, you heard my dear Abdul. If he wishes this atrocious young man's death, then I want nothing more than to see him get his wish. Obey thy liege now and always. As you wish, Princess. Now, I'll just sort of hover here so I could have a quick talk. In the other part, at this point, the king and the queen, who Abdul had killed, rush into the hall because we've saved them and they stop the wedding. But at this point, that isn't going to happen. However, if we have a look in our inventory, there's one thing that we have got here, which is this mirror, that we haven't used because we used that in the Land of the Dead. Now the mirror shows truth. Now if we show the mirror to Casimir at this point, who's actually the genie, it will reflect the truth and show the genie. So let's get the mirror. We very quickly click it on her because you can see Saladin's getting his sword out. Look into this mirror, my love, and show us your true heart. Ay, that mirror, no! The lovely image of Casimir suddenly bursts into smoke and is replaced by the Vizier's genie. Shamir, you fool! It's not my fault, master. The illusion was broken. Treason! What have you done with the princess? Enraged, Saladin and the other guard dogs begin advancing on the Vizier. Do something, you worthless genie! So like before, we can't do much here. We just need to run after Abdul up this staircase. I tried earlier on, because I just kind of refreshed myself in this playthrough before I started recording it, using the mint leaves on the genie at that point to kind of subdue him, but it doesn't work. So all you can do is kind of run away into the back staircase, just like you do in the other ending. So we just follow up this kind of winding stair here. And this next part is basically identical, except for the use of the genie's bottle. Alexander, be careful. Alzarid has a sword. Shut up. Shamir Shamazel, get in here. Here I am, master. It's about time, you bumbling fool. How could you let him follow me? Well, there were the guard dogs, master, and then... Never mind, just kill him. Kill him now. As you wish, master. Now this is where Jollo would have come in with the bottle. However, again, Jollo doesn't really play into this, nor do we have a spare genie bottle. Razzle dazzle, snap and snazzle. However, we do have peppermint leaves, which we know he loves, and he kind of gets intoxicated on. So we quickly click that on him. Look what I have here, my friend. Peppermint. Nice fresh peppermint. Razzle, dazzle, Forget the stupid peppermint. Don't you dare even think about it. Mint. Oh no, not now. Tee-hee, tee-hee-hee. So he kind of gets drunk on the peppermint. Do something, Shamir Shemazel. Kill him. Send a small, ball of light to Frazzle. The Dazzle Ball goes wild. Uh-oh. So again, this ending's not that optimal because you killed my genie, you idiot. Don't you know how valuable he was, you fool? Because the genie becomes ours to use in the other ending, and I think he restores the ferry and does a few other things. I'll kill you myself for that outrage. So it shall be, Alzarid. I'm ready. So we can grab the sword just like before. Zounds! This sword must weigh a ton. Good, then you shall only fail sooner, my prince. So the mouse would bite. This mouse shall bite, as you shall soon see, or should I say, soon feel. Ha! You can barely lift that sword, my prince. Better to lay it down now. I promise to dispatch you with little pain. A tempting offer, but I think I'll wait and see what this sword can do. Suit yourself. As they're fighting it out, I might just see, yes I can. I'm just going to save it here. Mainly, let's just go 3A, I don't need that anymore. Mainly because I sometimes have trouble in this very last part. And in a second, we'll keep fighting after it saves. Casimir's going to come up and use the dagger on Abdul. And then we have to kind of finish him off with the sword. But sometimes the click doesn't register, and then for some reason, well, obvious reason at that point, you get run through. Alexander's arms start to tremble under the effort of wielding a huge sword. His muscles are nearing exhaustion. Ha, and so it ends. Not if I can help it, you murderer. Casimir thrusts the small dagger into Alzarid's shoulder with all her might. Yay! You dare raise a finger to me, you'll regret that, princess. Got it that time. You very quickly have to then click on him. Now in the other one, I think Saladin comes up and rests him. But in this one, he's actually dead. Casimir, are you alright? I'm fine, Alexander. I was just so afraid for you. There's no need to fear anymore, princess. Yes, I know. How can I ever repay you? For myself, for my kingdom. It was not in me to let harm come to you. Can you find it in you, princess, to give me more than your gratitude? Alexander, what are you saying? I love you, Casimir. Would you ever consider... Do you think you could marry me? Could you ever have doubted it, my prince? Ahem. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, he's still alive. Oh, guards. Princess Casimir, are you well? I am quite well, thank you. Please take Abdul and put him in the dungeon. See to it that he gets a doctor. Yes, Majesty. Okay, so yeah, I thought in the other one we didn't use the sword that last time. Maybe we did. It's been quite a few weeks since I recorded the other ending. 1 week later. Casimir and Alexander ask Captain Saladin to perform their wedding ceremony. Saladin is honoured to do so. On this historic day of great joy in the land of Green Isles, we witness the union of Casimir, beloved princess of this realm, and Alexander, Prince of Daventry. Do you, Prince Alexander of Daventry, take Princess Casimir to be your wife, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? I do. And do you, Princess Casimir of the land of the Green Isles, take Prince Alexander to be your husband, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? I do. Do you have a ring? I have Alexander's royal insignia ring. Very good. Please place this ring on Casimir's finger. Who gives this bride to be wed? That would be me. In the name of King Calipham, beloved friend, I give his daughter Casimir in wedlock. Thank you, Jollo. Since the groom has no family present, I will speak on his behalf. Alexander, your union with this woman is sanctioned and recognised in the eyes of the community. Thank you, Saladin. Then, Alexander and Casimir, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. Hooray! So in the other ending, we had the families, both from Daventry in Prince Alexander's case, and we also had Casimir's family. And we also had all of representatives from the rest of the land of Green Isles, because the genie helped repair the ferry, and we also discovered that all of their treasures had been stolen by the genie, I believe it was. Excuse my interrupting your joy, but I have an important question for the new bride and groom. What is it, Saladin? Alexander, Alzar had hurt this little kingdom nearly to the point of destroying all that we stand for, but you are true and good and have proven yourself to all the people. Thank you, Captain. King Calipham and Queen Alaria are gone and can never be restored. Alzarad has thankfully been banished. But we are leaderless. I believe you two can heal this small kingdom from all the damage that Alzarad has inflicted upon it. Will you two, Alexander and Casimir, consider becoming ruling king and queen? Why, I'm honoured. What do you think, Casimir? I love my homeland, Alexander. I would be happy to stay and serve it all my days. If my father were here so that I could ask his advice... I wish my father were here so that I could ask his advice. I will miss him, and my mother and sister and Daventry. But I love you, Casimir, and I do feel at home here. Somehow this land and I seem to suit each other. I don't know what kind of a king I'll make, but I accept. Oh, Alexander, I am so happy. If only my parents could have been alive to see this day, my joy would be complete. I am sorry I could not spare you that grief, beloved. King Alexander, there is a long road ahead. The ferry must be repaired before we can reunite the islands. Unfortunately, the islands are still feuding. It will take some time and great diplomacy to convince them to reunite and stop fighting each other. Yes, Alexander, we'll have to try to discover how Alzarad managed to make them hate each other so that we can undo what he has done. Now, let us celebrate our good fortune. The evil that has plagued this land is done, and a new reign begins. Long live King Alexander and Queen Casimir. Long live King Alexander. Long live Queen Casimir. Long live the land of the Green Isles. Hooray! So you can see why I say this ending is not quite the optimal one. It still turns out okay. And with time, I'm sure they restore all of the peace that the land of Green Isles originally had. But with the optimal ending, not only do you save Casimir's parents, reunite the land of the Green Isles, but also King Graham and the whole family from Prince Alexander makes it over, and they get the blessing to stay on as king and queen and all that sort of thing. So you received 159 of 231 points and completed approximately 68% of the main path puzzles. We hope you'll play again. It's funny in this one it doesn't tell you that there's another ending. When you do the optimum ending it says, hey, there's a different ending, would you like to try it? But I guess the 68% kind of gives it away a little bit. Cool. Alright, so that's the end of the bonus video for King's Quest VI, playing through the alternate ending. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologise for the hiatus in videos from this one. Actually, might have been the one before it and the previous ones. It's been a very busy time, so I haven't had a lot of time to film these, but hopefully over the next few months we'll get back to our regular video per week type thing. If you've enjoyed this, consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help it grow, and it really does give me some encouragement to keep making them. If you want to leave a comment, anything I've missed out, could have done differently, anything like that at all, or just your memories of King's Quest VI, I'd be very interested to read them. It's always good to see other people's perspectives, and without the comments, I wouldn't have known that most people actually played through this ending here, not so much the long ending. With that, I will probably just sign off because we've seen the, I guess the finishing part of this, or the, what do they call it, the exit video we'll call it, in the other part. If you haven't actually watched my other King's Quest VI playthrough videos, I highly encourage you to do that now. It will make a lot more sense me talking about the optimal versus the suboptimal ending, and you'll get an idea of the difference from that. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.